Hello and welcome to Ryerson FCS support videos. Today we'll take a look at APA format. When using your own words to refer indirectly to another author's work, you must identify the original source. A complete reference list must appear at the end of your paper. The American Psychological Association, yes, you guessed it, that's what APA stands for, is mostly used for the publication of scientific papers, lab reports, and papers covering topics in the field of psychology, education, and other social sciences. Why do we cite sources? We've all been assigned papers where the requirement is to have 5 to 12 to maybe even 20 peer-reviewed citations. The reason we do this is to add credibility to papers and to demonstrate that we are engaged with relevant research material. This is also to avoid plagiarism by following academic integrity guidelines. And finally, to be consistent with present literature. There are different elements of an APA paper. They are, firstly, the title page, which contains the title of your paper, the author's name, you, and the institutional affiliation, in our case, Ryerson. You may also want to include your professor's name and the deadline of your assignment. Double-space your title page. Remember, APA papers are entirely double-spaced. Include the page header flush left at the top of the page. Include the page number flush right at the top of the page. A header is the title you've given your paper, plus the words running head : appearing before the title on the first page. The running head after the first page only need include the title. Next comes the abstract. Check to see if your professor requires one because they are not mandatory for all university papers. For your abstract, begin a new page. It should already include the page header as we described above. On the first line of the abstract page, center the word abstract. No need for bold, italics, underlining, quotation marks, or any other formatting. Beginning with the next line, write a concise summary of the key points in your research. Do not indent this paragraph. Your abstract should be between 150 and 250 words. You may also want to list keywords from your paper in your abstract. To do this, indent as if you were starting a new paragraph. Type keywords and then list them. Listing keywords will help researchers find your work in a database. Now we move on to in-text citations. So when you're relying on other sources' voice in your own paper, it's essential that you differentiate that. We do this with in-text citations. In APA format, you want to follow the author date method of in-text citation. This means that the author's last name and the year of publication for the source should appear in the text. For example, an in-text citation could be open bracket, Jones, 1998, close bracket, period. If you are referring to an idea from another work but not directly quoting the material, or if you're making reference to an entire book, article, or other work, you only have to make reference to the author and the year of publication and not the page number in your in-text reference. Note: APA does not require you to use page numbers for paraphrasing. You are, however, for the sake of consistency, encouraged to use them. All sources that are cited in text must appear in the references list at the end of the paper. Here are some examples of how to formulate in-text citations. With one author, provide the author's last name and the publication year. Within a paragraph, you need not include the year in subsequent references. If there are two authors, include the last name of each and the publication year. For 3 to 5 authors, cite all authors the first time, and in subsequent citations include only the last name of the first author, followed by AL, which means and all the rest, plus the year. For more than 5 authors, list the first 6 and then the last author, with ellipsis or ... in between. And again, further citations after the first use first author, last name, AL. You can take a look here at how to cite some common research materials. Journal articles retrieved online usually come with a digital object identifier, which is a permanent address for the article in the case that it's removed from the URL from which you found it. Sometimes you may want to cite a web page itself, in which case you will be providing the URL. Books can be cited by themselves. You can cite edited books, which are collections of different authors' work, or you can cite chapters in edited books. Your references page is going to appear on a separate sheet at the end of your paper. Center the word references, don't bold, italicize, or use with quotation marks, and continue double spacing for all your citations. Another consideration for APA formatting is that in the references list, all your citations should use the special hanging indent. This means that text appearing after the first line is indented one tab. But you can access this by looking to your indentation settings and selecting Hanging from a drop-down menu. Finally, the list should be alphabetized by the author's last name. And that's APA formatting. Good luck and get writing!